Across the world, a staggering 1 billion children live in multidimensional poverty, meaning that they lack basic necessities such as access to education, nutritious food, clean water, and shelter. Children living in poverty can face lifelong consequences, often entering adulthood with poor health, poor education, poor jobs, and limited prospects. Poverty impacts children in every country across the globe, including low, middle, and high-income nations. The combined impacts of climate change, conflict, and the COVID-19 pandemic have only exacerbated the situation. Those who already have so little are hardest hit. Many people who may never have experienced poverty before are now poor. In 2021 alone, we saw an additional 100 million children plunged into multidimensional poverty, with recovery a long way off. Unless we act fast to end child poverty, the future of an entire generation is at risk. As our world faces crisis after crisis, child poverty can feel inevitable. But it's not. We simply need decisive efforts to address it. So, what can we do to reduce the devastating effects of child poverty? Ending child poverty is a policy choice. Countries that have made this choice have drastically reduced the number of children growing up in difficult circumstances. Through policies and programs, countries can improve access to social protection and prioritize public spending for key social sectors. Through good governance, they can ensure the delivery of social services to all children at the local level. Strong social protection systems and investing in children can change a child's future, freeing them from a lifetime of social exclusion and economic hardship. Systems can support women and ease the burden of unpaid care, which falls unequally on women and adolescent girls. It's easy to see why investing in human capital is a wise choice for children, their communities, and entire countries. Yet, major gaps in social protection coverage and stagnant public spending pose challenges. Almost 3 out of 4 children worldwide are not covered by any form of social protection, leaving them vulnerable. And public resources often don't reach the most excluded children, nor are they enough to meet all the needs of children. UNICEF, together with our partners, is committed to making sure that all children have the support they need to thrive. We focus on understanding which children and families are living in poverty, promoting their right to social protection, and ensuring that adequately financed social services reach them, particularly the most marginalized, including children with disabilities or living in humanitarian contexts. We help give children and families a lifeline. Like many parents across the world, Telma Paz in Guatemala lost her income during the COVID-19 pandemic and was left scrambling to find a way to feed her children. For Telma, cash assistance from the Guatemalan government program, supported by UNICEF and the World Bank, helped her find a new source of income, making and selling face masks. She was also able to buy flour to make pancakes, which she sells to make ends meet. While the pandemic had a devastating impact on her family, the cash transfers helped ease the strain for Telma and her children and ensured the family did not slip deeper into poverty.
At UNICEF, we believe that every child deserves a fair chance in life. That's why we work in over 140 countries, hand in hand with governments and partners on the ground to reduce child poverty by expanding child-sensitive, inclusive, and shock-responsive social protection, by ensuring that social programs effectively reach the poorest and that these are adequately financed, while also responding to territorial specificities, including in humanitarian contexts. In Goalaria 5, we support countries to, first and foremost, make children and families living in poverty visible and ensure that child poverty is systematically integrated into policies, programs, and budgets. We work to strengthen and expand the coverage of social protection systems so that they can effectively reach all children, while also ensuring that those most at risk of discrimination and exclusion are systematically included, such as those in humanitarian settings, women, girls, children on the move, and children with disability. We leverage our dual mandate and comprehensive offer in humanitarian contexts by building social protection systems that are able to effectively respond to crises while also delivering life-saving humanitarian cash when needed. We mobilize, allocate, and improve the use of public financial resources to deliver more equitable, sustainable social services for children, while also building the capacity of local governments and actors to generate better data, to plan services, to prepare for emergencies, to budget equitably, and to monitor the impact of interventions on the ground for children. UNICEF's targets for 2025 are ambitious, but we need ambitious targets. Children's lives depend on it. Now is the time to influence positive change, to ensure an inclusive recovery, to accelerate progress around the Sustainable Development Goals, and to make a meaningful impact on the lives of millions of children around the world. Working together with governments, resource partners, and others, we can make the right policy choices and make a real difference in reducing child poverty in all its forms. Let's work together to protect children's futures and give every child a chance to thrive.